Hey guys, welcome back. I am here in Nara, I think. But the general point is I was searching for equipment and for more companions, and I just ran into Clethy, so I thought I would start recording. Bodkin is the name of the other arrows I was thinking of, where you can get a large bag of them. Good to know. I think you can get a bag of them. In any case, they're the other +3 damage. I found some gauntlets, so our equipment is all done. We are armored up. So all we need to do is get ourselves a charger and, if at all possible, find ourselves a masterwork warbow. However, I am not going to wait to start the actual game, which I'm sure some of you are like, holy crap, it's been like 8 or 9 videos. How have you not been able to start the base game? Patience, young Padawan. I am trying to set myself up the proper way. So all I'm going to do is wait until I get my charger. Once I get my charger, we are good to go. So hopefully that means soon. I still will then have to decide what faction and what army I want to start building. Still have no idea right now. Of course, we could start playing nice with a faction without having to dedicate to wars necessarily. I was heading over to Tolga for the... Hey Nazar. Heading over to Tolga for the tournament, is what I was trying to say. So there's Nazar. So that is our full team as far as I'm aware. Nazar is one of the characters that you can either make a siege tactician, because he has decent stats for it, or you can just start grooming him to be a fighting character. So that is probably what I'm going to do with him. We do not have any horses here. Ideally, we'll go to Swadia to find our ideal horseman. So, Clethy, we need to eventually give a horse, though. That would be good. And she needs some equipment, so we might need to head back to the Sea Raiders. She does not have riding, so we'll need to let her level up once. Clethy is going to be our team's looter, so we're leveling her up high agility. Let's see. So we have the full layout here, so let me see if I can actually remember my team. So Clethy is our looter, Jeremis is our main doctor, Ymir is our backup doctor, Marnid is going to be our siege tactician, Katrin is going to be our trader, Deshavi is going to be our scout, Bunduk and Nazar are going to be my combat characters. Just because, in the case of Bunduk, he is already a relatively high level, and most of his stats are in a fighting composition, while Nazar actually has really good intelligence, so you could make him an intelligence character, but he already has a good amount of points into Power Strike, so he is set up to be a combat character somewhat as well. So that is why I picked those setups. Seems I leveled up again. Now, once I hit 24 strength, we're going to be hitting the maximum of usefulness that power draw is going to give us, because until I find my masterwork bow, you can only get power draw benefiting you for +4 of whatever the requirement of the bow is. So eventually we're going to want to slow down on that. Maybe we will level up our agility or our intelligence. I'm not sure yet. It might be good to start leveling up intelligence just to get all the 1 into skills, although that's not going to be supremely useful in the case of the ones where I'm only putting 1 point in until I get the skill book. So it's a bit of a mixed bag there. I don't know why I was switching to melee against guys with no shield. So yeah, things are shaping up quite well. I would say we're pretty much ready to go. Again, just need to get a charger, start leveling up our characters. They're mostly equipped. I did that in the last video, that's why I was killing so many Sea Raiders. Of course, I should have probably held on to 2 sets of equipment, so I don't need to go back for them, but oh well. I'm going to probably be killing Sea Raiders more in the future anyways, so no big loss there. Always good to have more XP. Need to decide how I want to level up myself for these next few, because I don't, while I do want to go up to 30 strength eventually, I don't think I'm going to level it right away. Maybe I'll level up I could level up my horse archery and riding to 6, although that won't help me a huge deal. I could just keep leveling strength to 30 and level up power draw despite it not really helping. Of course, it would improve power strike still. I could level intelligence, like I said. I'm probably never going to touch charisma until everything else is set up, so that's not really an option. Maybe the intelligence route would be good. At the same time, I don't want to spend levels up on intelligence when these opening levels are the easiest to get. It just gets harder from here. So, might be good to just maximize my strength immediately, even if I know I'm not going to be able to use it. Might just stick with it. Might be for the best. Just play it safe. Because, say I start leveling up intelligence, but then I find my master bow, it would take me up to 6 levels to start leveling power draw back up. Of course, at 8 I could still use a masterwork bow, but I wouldn't get the full benefit for 6 levels, which might not seem like much right now as a level, what level are we? 16? But as the game progresses, that'll get harder and harder to reach levels. I'm sure I'm repeating myself over and over again, so hopefully you just get the idea. We are here in Tulga for a tournament. I believe I've already won a tournament in Tulga, so not the most rewarding time, but like I said, arena or tournaments, if you're there, you might as well do it, because there's really nothing you lose except a tiny amount of time and a bit of money if you're doing the betting scheme, but even so, it's not very much. And it gives you a bit of XP, bit of renown, all that good stuff, so really there's no huge downside to it. The main benefit, of course, for those who are playing on realistic is there's not really any stakes. If you die, you don't lose equipment. Seem to keep getting the throwing weapons, although I can't complain. I think our earlier rounds we were getting the bow quite consistently, so. The guy on our own team just hit us there. Felt like it. It's just how it looked. I never did a throwing horse archer character. I did level up throwing alongside, essentially replace power draw with power throw in this build, and that's what I did on a foot-based character. But it was never his primary way of killing people. I just used it like the Huskarls use it to essentially, or like picture a Roman kind of thing, where everyone just starts throwing immediately before melee ensues. I used it for that purpose. It was also because it was extremely funny to me to watch. In the case of like Roddics and Nords, where they're the only mounted person is usually the Lord. It was always funny to watch the Lord charge in and just deadlock target him and just take him out right before he contacts you with throwing axe or something. That was always extremely funny to me. So there's definitely reasons to have it. I think that's Jeremus there. Looked like him. Is that true? He was just, Mountain Blade. There's, yeah, a lot of faces. Wouldn't make sense that Jeremus got this far anyways, so I'm not sure what I'm thinking. We're only making 25 extra gold if we win in this round. Of course, it's usually not that high on the last round because There's only 2 people could vote on, so the odds in general are a lot more skewed. But yeah, we only made 1,600 or 1,800, I guess, because of the extra benefits. But that should be enough to get ourselves a horse if we find it. Hey, Kefra. There you go. There's a tournament acknowledgement. Just keep throwing those around because I can. So I'm probably going to head towards Swadia. Usually Swadia or Rodix you can usually find, for some reason Rodix, I don't know if there's reason behind that, but you can usually find your horse. Swadia obviously because chargers are the horse of choice for knights. Not sure why I'm cycling through. So luckily now that we have our full team, I don't need to check the tavern every time I go to a city. So that's nice. That saves us a bit of time. We do not need to look through armor anymore because we found all of our armor, and I'm probably not going to spend money to equip my friends here. I'm not going to mess with veteran crossbows. Katrin is back home. So the basic strategy is going to be look for masterwork bow, even though I can't afford it. And there's a heavy charger, which would totally be fine if I had the money for it, but I do not. I do not know what the multiplier on heavy charger is, so maybe I'm delusional and we do not have enough money to buy a charger with only 3,000. That actually, the more I look at it, the more I think that is the case. But I'm going to check regardless. Still need to pick, oh, didn't even know there was a tournament here. Just ran into one. Heavy war horses. I don't care about heavy war horses. Have I played here before? It seems I have. I'm not going to dedicate to that. Couched lance. Well, here though. Missed this one there. I'm going to try and focus on red because green is currently outnumbered. No, it doesn't really matter. There we go. Easy peasy. These Swadian fights are always just a matter of don't screw up and get couched. Or just run into a wound up swing. Essentially all the attacks are so telegraphed that you need to make a mistake to actually get yourself killed. Hey, the other guy is actually on our team, that helps. So, I'm going to try and couch here. I've turned in too much. Our ally there just got couched. If you're wondering why I keep calling it couched, that's just the term, in case you're unfamiliar, for essentially readying up your lance. Like you can attack with a stab, but you can also if you pick up enough speed and you're playing on the difficulty I'm playing on, manually pressing the button, which I think is X in this case, you essentially hold your weapon out and it will auto attack anyone who walks into it, essentially. It takes a bit of speed and time to set up. You can't just immediately do it when you're standing still or anything. It does a ton of damage, probably the highest damage you can do in the game, but it has a long setup, and you can't even do it immediately after a successful one, even if you had the space. There's like a reload to it. I don't know if that's meant to represent you having to fetch another lance, or it's like a just you need to turn around and ready up again. Who knows? But all that aside, it is very important to do. See, that one actually, he beat us to the punch there. That's unfortunate. Although we just have hit him for 50, so this is obviously a lord. Actually, I don't think that's obvious. I think champion fighters have like 55. The awkward stare down. There we go. Like I said, you don't get the full XP for killing lords in arenas. You only get like 30 or 40 XP, even if you kill the king. That's probably just because they don't want you getting the usual like 200 to 400 XP for killing a lord, just for knocking him over with a lance. Our hired blade just, I think, killed both of them with the couch lance, so good on that guy. Now we have to fight against him. I'm going to chicken out of the dedicated swing there again. For a good chunk there, so we just need probably one more good hit. Of course, this is just a rock, paper, scissors. Not rock, paper, scissors. What's that one game people used to play? The gun, reload, shield. You know that game? Pretty much that. You're hoping someone screws up. Okay, that should give us a bit more leeway money-wise to buy ourselves a base charger. Sargoth and Yelin, huh? Well, we can head towards Yelin, I guess, and see if they have a horse for us. I would really like to get ourselves a horse. What are these? Swadian militia? Yeah, okay. Mountainous terrain. This is always an issue if you are doing a cav-based army or character. You do not have the benefit of a level playing field, very literally, which can be problematic because it limits your ability to fight. Because you can't pick up the required amount of speed, and it makes certain engagements harder. It's like this situation, I can't move as much as I would like. Now I need to get away so that I do not get surrounded there. I am being a little more bold than I would normally be, just because the terrain is kind of forcing me into weird spots. And, ow. I was about to say the crossbows usually don't do that much damage, but then I think I took one directly to the forehead. So, that happened. Just going to continue to shave off the top here. Cav bump where necessary. Seems I have all of them, so my companions don't need to worry. Again, doing the same base concept of the ducking in and out. A technique I'm sure everyone will be bored to death of before this playthrough is over. I actually don't know, like, what the, I know what the appeal of playing Mountain Blade is, but I'm slightly less certain what the appeal for watching Mountain Blade is if people are looking for the big epic sieges, the giant field battles, you know, what is it they're looking for? I've watched a few playthroughs of Mountain Blade, but that's generally just because I was already familiar with the person who was playing it. And since I've only done one playthrough, there's only so many people I'm sure that are going to be familiar with me. So I hope it is at least somewhat interesting. Again, I'm just recording this because I thought it would be fun to do, and it's kind of forcing me to commit to finishing this, hopefully. So here's to that. Now, Katrin, we're going to be making her a trader, but in the meantime, we can pump up her trainer, I guess. The little talk there I was having with Clethy at the end, that was just because Clethy and Deshavi like each other. They're the other pairing that likes each other. Let's see, Clethy, equipment, there you go. You don't have power draw, right? No, didn't think so. Here, have a cap. Should probably get a shield or something too. Good enough. We will, of course, the first time she levels, I'm going to give her riding 1 so that she can get on a horse. But we do not get to really pick who gets levels here. Strong warbow, huh? That would solve the issue I was talking about earlier, where leveling up power draw wouldn't be helping us. But I'm not sure if it's worth it to actually get the bow. Oh. Well, there's our heavy chargers, so I can, if I win this tournament, I can easily purchase it. That was awkward. I wasn't very confident in my ability to take out that shieldman. So that was unfortunate. But oh well. Sargoth and Fraven, so we can just head back over. Although we already won at Praven, so it's going to be worth even less. Actually, what we should do instead is go after the mountain bandits that I know are up here. That would be a good change of pace. So there's a bunch of mountain bandits. I'm not sure if maybe we can get one of these lords to join us. Not sure how feasible that would be. They are clumping, unfortunately.
Stand and deliver.
And we are again on very mountainous terrain. That shouldn't be a surprise to me, though, because we are in Rhotic lands. They are the mountain folk. But still, I'm going to bicker. If we kill these guys, we should get enough money, presumably, to get our charger. So here's to that. I'm just going to fire off some shots here. Not sure how many bowmen they have here. There's at least one. He's no longer a bowman. They do have throwing weapons. Ow. Ow. This is the downside of the mountains here, of course. Is that I am moving super slow, so any throwing weapons are more likely to hit me. Should be letting you guys use all their throwing weapons before I commit to running interference like this. I also should never be doing overhead swings like that. There's the point. Sweeping swings are better. There's another bowman. And another one. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to say my guys should run away. I am in piss poor shape here, both my horse and me personally. But hopefully I can pull this together. Uh-oh. That is a bad sign. I do not like our odds all of a sudden. Really do not want to get hit by the hammers because they can knock me over. Oh, I'm panicking. I am panicking. Okay. I think my team needs to fight here because I no longer have any way to position myself to help. Hopefully they can handle some of them, if not all of them. I have this gigantic throwing javelin lodged in my shoulder, but I am still alive. Let's see if my team can save the day here. I'm going to try and help, but I also need to make sure I don't kill anyone in the crossfire. The advantage of them being on horses is probably at least relatively helpful. So if I look there, it seems they're winning. So go team. Maybe I don't need to try and solo fight everything all the time. Luckily, as long as Jeremis or Ymira lives, you're likely to recover a good deal of her health as a first aid. This is the downside of not leveling any athletics, but hopefully once I go buy my charger, this will never happen again. So this is a proof of why I should be buying the equipment. Oh, there we go. We won. I guess we could bring along a manhunter. Get as much equipment as we can carry. And it looks like we got a handful of levels to deal with. So, Bunduck, he is going to be one of our fighting characters. So I'm just going to level Power Strike. And probably one-handers. Maybe better to give them two-handers. I usually like to give my heroes one-hand weapons and a shield, just because they seem to handle them better. But there is probably an argument towards just giving them a biggest honking two-hander we can, and then just hope they kill more than they receive, or take down a few people before they go down, is what I meant to say. So Clethy is going to be our looter. That means we're going to be leveling agility, but I am not going to level up looting right away because I want her to have at least riding 1. She has power throw 3, so I might actually encourage that and just give her throwing weapons instead of a crossbow. Of course, there's definitely an argument to just be like, no, just give everyone the same equipment regardless, but at the very least it won't hurt to level up her skills. And here is her horse. A better shield. Oh no, how many shields do we have? Just the one. Nizar now. Who doesn't even have a shield. Give him his shield. His robes are better. Okay. Seems to be everything we can give people. Nizar you can actually set up to be a horse archer eventually. I do not have any low-level bows right now, but still it is a thing you can do. Just going to give she doesn't have the strength. Okay. Does somebody? Because falchions are pretty good. What about you, Bunduck? You probably have enough strength. There we go. And then go over to Clethy. Micromanagement Simulator 2016. Fascinating to watch, I'm sure. And we're just going to head back to Yalen and get ourselves our horse. Which, like I said, pretty much showcased exactly why we want our horse in that fight there by getting dismounted. Do we have enough? We do. I'm going to hold on to the horse. And there we go. So, guys, besides one masterwork bow, we are all set up. So, I think the next video I'm going to start hiring some units or picking a faction to team up with. So, the time has finally come, like 9 videos in, something like that. But better late than never. So, we are mounted up. I'll see you guys in the next one where we start to actually make some important decisions. Take care.